Hello, 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 I am disturbedcanon, you can call me Disturbed, and today we're going to be playing some Mono Red Devotion, as you can see in Pioneer. The deck is only about $18 on Magic Online and only $133 in paper, so it's pretty cheap there as well. And let's get right into the deck for today. As you can see, we're running Scorch Spitters and Fanatical Firebrands. These are just 1-drop red creatures that have a pip on them for our devotion. Wily Goblin is both mana ramp and has two pips. Ash Zealot is good hate for the 2 combo decks that are going around the meta at the moment. Hits the graveyard pretty well. Then we've got Mizium Mortars, it's just a removal spell, and a board wipe if we ever get up to 6 mana, which Nykthos can help us with. Goblin Chain Whirler, you know, 3 pips and a board wipe. Hopefully, also becomes a better board wipe if we have Torbran out. Boros Reckoner, 3 pips, and it blocks really, really well in this deck. Fanatic of Mogus, the real reason why we're in Mono Red Devotion, because this card alone can hit for 4, 5, 6 damage near the end of the game and reach for the last little bit of damage that we need. It's our version of Gary, really, is what it is. Chandra Pyromaster, 2 pips and additional value as well. Synergizes well with Torbran. Torbran makes our entire deck way better. Glorybringer is just a good card. Ramnop Runes for a little extra reach. 2 Nykthos because we don't really need the extra mana. We're pretty low mana cost on everything, but there are times when the extra mana is worth it, so it's worth having 1 or 2 in here. As for the sideboard, we've got Fries to deal with Planeswalkers, Searing Blood to deal with creatures, Rampaging Ferocidon to deal with control, really, but also just life gain decks, Tormod's Crypt for the graveyard combo decks that we're seeing, Skewer the Critics to act as a little extra reach or creature removal, depending on what we need at the moment, and Scab Clan Berserker as a way to deal with combo and occasionally control. So that is the list. That's what we're going to be playing. Let's get right into some games because I'm feeling good about this. I'm hopeful. Let's see what we get here. Change decks. Apparently I didn't do this before. There we go. Submit and tournament practice. Let's see what we can come up against today. You can see that I've been messing around with my UI. Okay, there we go. I'm feeling pretty good about this Devotion deck. I don't know that it'll post a decent match win rate. I will be happy with 3-2, but I'm excited. I think it'll be fun to play. Anyway, good luck to my opponent, Machine Velvet 8mm. I won the die roll. I would love to play first. Please and thank you. Alrighty then, so we have a pretty decent hand if we can get down this Torbran. We've got a Scorch Spitter into a removal spell into Boros Reckoner, and if we can get down this Torbran and keep the Scorch Spitter, we're going to be doing real nice. So let's lead on that Scorch Spitter, see what our opponent wants to do. Pass the turn to our opponent. See what they play. They're gonna play a Watergrave, tapped, and pass turn. Okay. So we untap. We get to, I suppose, play a Mountain. If we don't need to play the Mizium, we can't hit anything with the Mizium Mortar, so we're just gonna get in for 2. And pass the turn back to them. So our opponent plays the Drowned Catacombs untapped, and it looks like they're going to pass the turn again. Main phase 2, pass, okay. We get to Ramnop Ruins, we're going to get in for 2 again. And they do nothing. So we're going to try to get at this Boros Reckoner. See if we can eat any counter spells that they have. Hopefully, if they do have one, it's only one. It's not. They can't hit me with Drown in the Lock because I have nothing in my graveyard, so I don't know what they're playing. Censor. Okay, that makes sense. No, I will not pay 1 for Censor. Pass the turn back to them. See what they want to do here. The opponent plays an Opt, trying to find a land drop. And they do. And it looks like they're going to pass the turn back. Alright, well... there's a land. Okay. Well, we're going to give this a shot. If we can resolve Torbran here, then we're sitting really pretty. If it gets countered, it gets countered, though. So we're going to play Torbran, see what they want to do here. They have another Censor. Okay. No, I can't pay for it. Thank you for asking, though. I appreciate it. Gonna get in. 4-2. And pass turn. They play another Drowned Catacombs, and... don't know what they're gonna do. They're really thinking about it, though. Opponent. Okay. They play Mastermind's Acquisition. Okay. So they're tutoring for something here. Which they do not have to reveal, unfortunately for us. But it would be nice if they just, you know, volunteered that information, you know? Alright, well this does give us an opportunity to get out Chandra. Alright, so we are just gonna plus on his face, deal 1 damage. Zeroing means nothing here because we won't be able to cast it. And we'll get in for another 2. Opponent is down to 11. The opponent plays a Watery Grave tapped and passes turn. Alrighty then, well, let's go ahead and 0, see what we hit. Scorch Spitter, we'll play that. And we'll play the Fanatical Firebrand. And move to combat, attack with everything. Bring them down to 8. See what they want to do here. So we're not really putting up much of a clock, but they are, because they haven't answered really anything we've done. They're pretty low on life at this point. We've hit a lot of 1-drops for what we're playing. We're only playing 8 1-drops, so only about 12% of the deck is 1-drops. So seeing 3 of them in the top 13, I suppose isn't a whole lot, but it is impressive. So the opponent is tapping out to play a Crux of Fate. Alright, they can do that. Watery Grave. That's a pretty sad board wipe, hitting only 1-drops. Ooh, Chain Whirler. We like Chain Whirler. Let's see what's on top of our library, first off. Can't play that, so we'll Chain Whirler. And hit our opponent for 1. And pass turn. The opponent is taunting me in chat, but I really don't care. Not gonna justify the opponent in chat. This does look like it might be the Demir. Huh. Okay. So they're going to take control of the Goblin Chain Whirler for a turn. Oh, they're going to take the Chandra Pyromaster. Okay. Well, we will get that back if we want it. They're going to ping us and deal 1 damage to the Chain Whirler for no good reason, but whatever. And they play an island untapped and pass turn back to us. Alright. Land, please. There we go. Thank you. Alrighty then. Well, let's go ahead and cast this, hitting the Dragon Lord Slumgar. And play Chandra Pyromaster once again, taking up on our opponent on the Dragon Lord. And we will keep the one with more on it and poke our opponent once again. Bring them down to 5 and then get in with our Chain Whirler. And the opponent just scoops it up. Well, that's a win for us. I mean, I'll take it. Hey, whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes, you know? Opponent just didn't want to play against the red player, it appears. They really didn't seem to like the fire symbols in chat. So, you know, whatever the opponent feels is necessary, but, you know, good for them, you know? Well, that's 1 win under our belt. I don't know how many wins we're going to see. Our deck really needs to land a Torbrand in order to be successful here. Feels like, anyway. But that might just been that match there. Our opponent was really suffering from a utter lack of any way to handle things on the board. So, you know, easy enough for us to capitalize on that. Waiting for a new opponent to come join us. Seems like it's taking a minute, but hopefully we will see somebody here shortly. Might be just a slow time right now. I really appreciate my little icon. I always liked this icon. Well, let me look back at the deck, I suppose. We have a lot of 1 power things, or 1 or 2 power things. Not a whole lot of small things, but hopefully we can take advantage of Torbrand and Glorybringer and Fnatic in order to hit that reach that we need to win. Alright, we've got a match against Lobble Raider. Good luck to my opponent, Lobble Raider. Lobil Raider. They're playing first, and we've got a decent curve. I will happily take this. Yep, keep. And we'll F6 through his turn, see what he wants to do. He plays a Swamp. And Thought Seizes us. I don't know what he takes here. There's not really a whole lot to take. I would take probably Wily Goblin to throw off the turn progression. He takes Scorchbitter to keep me off of a turn 1 play, but that's fine. We'll play a Mountain and pass. The opponent, they're going to Thought Seize us again. They're going to play an island and pass. All right. So they most likely have a Censor here, but I'm going to play into it. They do not, apparently. I get a Treasure, which allows me to play around a Censor next turn when I run out this Boros Reckoner. They opt. Play a choked estuary, revealing an island. Alrighty then. We untap, we draw another Wily Goblin. We will run out a Boros Reckoner. And get in for 1. Oh, my dog is just out the window, standing on the snow. It's very cute. I wish I could show you guys. Alright, so the opponent plays an island. And they tap out for an Inverter of Truth. Alright. So, we have some sideboard cards for this. We don't really have any way to answer that right now. Which is the only opportunity we have to answer it, I believe. Yep, I believe we are just dead here. We need to make him show it, but let's get in with the Boros Reckoner. They'll trade it off. We kill Inverter of Truth. We have to play like they don't have it, even though I'm 100% sure they do, because they wouldn't play Inverter of Truth otherwise. So let's see the Thassa's Oracle. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. Yep, that works. That is a win for our opponent. Alright. Going on to game 2. We can bring in Tormod's Crypts in order to force our opponent to slow down a bit. Let's see. We can really only do that. We can bring in Skewer the Critics as a way to potentially lower our opponent's devotion if they are running if they try to hit the Thassa's Oracle. Anything else that we can do? I feel like Chandra's Pyromaster is quite useless. Ash Zealot is already here. Though it's not super useful. Searing Blood is useful here. And Mizium Mortars isn't, being sorcery speed and such. And anything else we want to change here? Fanatical Firebrand is pretty useless. Alright. I would love to play first, please and thank you. I will happily keep this. This is a pretty decent hand. Waiting on the opponent to decide if they want to resolve a mulligan here. Alright. They keep at 6 and will play a land and pass turn. I expect them to lead on a Thoughtseize here. They lead on an island, so they can't Thoughtseize. Alright, that's fine with me. Preferable even. We can Wily Goblin. And pass turn. They opt. Scrying 1 to the bottom and drawing. We will pass through their turn because we have no responses to anything they want to do. They play a Watery Grave tapped, so we're going to burst out this Torbrand and get in for 3, I think, is our plan here. Play Torbrand, get in for 3. And pass turn. So now our Nykthos taps for 5, which is very nice. Lets us run out our hand, essentially. They play a Fabled Passage and pass. Well, we will go ahead and just move to combat and get in. They crack the Fabled Passage. I imagine they're going to kill the Torbrand here. They grab an island tap. Fatal Push. Yep. Alrighty then. They take 1 instead. We will get out the Chain Whirler, hit our opponent for 1, play the Nykthos, and pass the turn. F6 through their turn because we have no responses. They Legion's End our small guy. Our wily goblin. Play a Watergrave tapped and pass turn back to us. Alrighty then, well we will get in for 3. And leave up this Searing Blood, since they're getting to the point where they could cause us some issues. They play a Swamp and tap out for Inverter of Truth. Alright. Their library becomes 4 cards deep. Yep. And we will untap and draw Ash Zealot, which isn't super helpful here. Oh, and I mistapped, but that's alright, because we do have an extra mountain. I did mean to tap that Nykthos, but it doesn't matter. And we are going to, I believe, just pass the turn here. So we can deal 6 damage with this if they play a creature. I guess we actually have to attack, don't we? It depends on if they have Jace or Thassa's Oracle. If they have Jace, we're dead no matter what. So we can't play around that. If they have Thassa's Oracle, then we can only resolve 1 Searing Blood on that Thassa's Oracle. So we wait, I think, is our plan here. And then we can Searing Blood the Inverter of Truth, hopefully. See what our opponent has in store for us. If it's a Jace, we just lose. They Fatal Push our Ash Zealot. Alrighty then. And they draw, go to the main phase. What are you playing, opponent? Yep, that looks like a Jace. No. Yep, that's a Jace. Alrighty then we lose. That was fast. Okay. Go into lobby. Moving on. Let's track that loss. Our creatures are pretty low power. It might be nice to have some higher power creatures, being a mono red deck and such. Pulling out the 1-drops for various, let's see. What is it? Prowess creatures? Pioneer Legal and red. Swift Spear appears to be the only one. Swift Spear, there's Soul Scar Mage. And then trading out some of these wily goblins, I suppose, for something else. Alright, there's a match against... okay, that's just the entire... just some random letters there, but good luck to my opponent of random letters. Let's see. So they get to play first. Let's see what they are on, if they're even present. Opponent. Opponent, are you here? Opponent. I'm gonna take my jacket off because it's hot in here all of a sudden. Ugh. Get off. There we go. Opponent. Alright, they've got... Alright, there we go. Alright, well, we cannot keep a hand with no lands in it. That's just not gonna happen. We've finally got a Fanatic, which is nice. Chandra's, Ash Zealots, we'll keep this. Putting back a Pyromaster. Hopefully we draw plenty of lands and a 3-drop maybe. We will pass the turn. They're going to lead on a mountain. And we're going to pass the turn leading on a mountain. I do love this art. The full art Zendikar lands. They are very nice. Alright. Opponent thinking about our combat step. There we go. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Sulphur Falls untapped and plays a Charter Course. Alright, so this is actually this might very well be a very good Ash Zealot matchup. Is it Charm? Alrighty then. Yeah, so we get to Ash Zealot here. And pass the turn. If this is some kind of Underworld Breach deck, then Ash Zealot will be very nice to deal with our opponent. And pass the turn and yield through their turn because we have no responses to anything they're doing. They play a Spire Bluff Canal untapped and Young Pyromancer. Alrighty then. And pass the turn back to us. We find a mountain, which is nice. We're going to need one more, please, deck. Play an Ash Zealot. And get in with both of these. See what our opponent's doing. See if they want to keep that Young Pyromancer or if they have an opt to create a blocker. And they have a Lightning Axe to kill one of these and make a blocker. Alright. They discard another Lightning Axe to the Lightning Axe. Fair enough. Now, do you want to double block opponent? You know, just trade off both your things. Nope, they take the 2. Go down to 16. And we will pass through the turn. Nothing else we can do. Pass through their turn. Nothing else we can do. They're going to opt, make another blocker. And they scry to the top. Unfortunate for us. And looks like they're missing a land drop. So far. Strategic planning. Alright. Probably looking for a land. Yep, finds a land. They've got an Arclight Phoenix in graveyard from that. Unfortunate. Alright, so that's not cast though. Crash through. Yep. And they get their Arclight Phoenix back, unfortunately. Get in for 5, 6 damage. We'll take it. And untap, get a Scorch Spitter. That's just unfortunate. We're going to have to kill the Arclight, hoping that they can't get it back next turn. Play the Scorch Spitter. And we will pass with Ash Zealot untapped as a blocker. The opponent has 4 cards in hand, so it might not be that hard for them to get back Arclight Phoenix, and they seem to think that they can, judging by leading on a crash through. Opt. They just need one more. And plays a Sulphur Falls. And Charter Course. That's number 3. Alright. And they discard to the Charter Course. If they discard another Arclight, yep, then we are pretty dead. We're pretty dead already here. I don't think there's much we can do here. I think we just have to concede here. And we will pass turn. Go to sideboarding. Searing Blood is good. They have a lot of easy creatures that die to it. Rampaging Ferocidon is good. They have a lot of creatures that enter the battlefield. Scab Clan Berserker is also quite good, actually. Alright, so what do we want to pull out? I think we pull out all the Wily Goblins. I think we pull out these Scorch Spitters. Fanatical Firebrand hits some things that they have. I think we just run it back like that. Raise our curve a little bit. I would love to play first, please and thank you. We will keep this. Lead on a Firebrand as a removal spell with a Ash Zealot behind it. Then a Boros Reckoner. They're mulliganing down to 6 here. And stretch. They keep it 6, and we will Fanatic and pass turn. Oh, right. Haste. So we'll attack with the Fanatic. They go down to 19, and we pass turn. And pass through their turn. They lead on a Steam Vince. Tapped. And pass turn back to us. Ooh, another Ash Zealot. That's nice. So we will play an Ash Zealot and get in for 3. If the opponent lets it resolve. With their no mana. There we go. Begin combat. And attack for 3. They go down to 17. Pass turn. Pass through their turn. They play a Spire Bluff Canal untapped. Monastery Swift Spear. Get in for 1, it looks like. Nope. Leave it untapped like that. Alright. Well. We will play another Ash Zealot. And get in with just the Ash Zealots. Because if they cast one thing, they can kill the Ash Zealot unless I Fanatical Firebrand the Monastery Swift Spear. So this allows me to ensure that they can't keep the Swift Spear alive during a block. They Lightning Axe one of them. Alright. I'm going to wait till they declare blocks before I deal damage to it. They kill the Ash Zealot, and are they going to block? They're thinking about it. It's a hard choice here. I don't know what I would do. They're going to let it go through. All right. They go down to 14. And they discarded a Shivan Reef to the Lightning Axe. So they're down to 3 cards in hand, up to 4. Opponent plays a Mountain, plays another Swift Spear. And plays a Crash Through, growing the Swift Spears. And goes to combat, attacks for 4. I will let them. We go down to 16. And they pass turn. Alright. Ooh, Tolbrand. That's nice. Well, let's play the Tolbrand. And get in for a whole bunch. Or do I want to kill one of those Swift Spears? Let's see. So 3 plus 4, 7. They go down to 7 and they're forced to chump block. So we'll attack with both. And down to 7. There we go. Our Fanatical Firebrand is now a walking lightning bolt, putting them down to a virtual 4. See what our opponent can do here. They're going to opt. Growing the Swift Spears. Going 1 to the top. Plays a Sulphur Falls. And charts a course. Draws 2 discards. Discarding a Steam Vince. 2 cards left in hand. And they scoop it up. Alright. Well, Tolbrand did its job very well there. I think we're just going to run it back as we have it. We didn't even see any sideboard cards to speak of. That was pretty much everything. Pretty much just straight main board. They play first, and we cannot keep a hand with no lands, so we're going to have to mulligan this. Mulligan, yep. Alright, this looks a little better. A little better. We'll put back the Boros Reckoner. It doesn't do a whole lot in the matchup. I would like to see some 1 or 2 drops if possible, but, you know, take what you can get. Nykthos, alright. We're going to pass turn. And the opponent plays the Sulphur Falls. Charts a course. Draw 2, discarding another chart a course. Alright. Seems like they have a lot of draw power in their hand then. We will play a mountain and pass because we have nothing we can do. Hopefully we can play this Scab Clan Berserker and get in, because it does make our opponent's life a little bit more miserable, which is ideal for us. So the opponent plays a Sulphur Falls, plays a young Pyromancer, and crashes through to draw a card and make a blocker. Well, in that case, I think I might want to play the Rampaging Ferocidon, since it's unlikely I can get in with the Scab Clan Berserker, and every spell they cast will cost them an extra life. Yep. yield through. Alrighty then. Opponent. Get more comfortable here in the chair. Opponent, what are you going to do here? They play a lightning axe, attacking hitting the Ferocidon. They take a damage off their elemental though. And they discarded a Arclight Phoenix to the lightning axe. They're going to get in for 3 here, looks like. Yep. We untap. We get a Searing Blood. That's interesting. Not a bad card, not a bad card. I'm tempted to wait a turn on it, though. Let's see. If we Boros Reckoner this turn, then our Nykthos taps for red mana, but it does not ramp us any. So we might as well just Rampaging Ferocidon and hope for a land. And then F6. Keep Rampaging Ferocidon back as a blocker. Opponent plays another Sulphur Falls. Up to 5 mana. 3 cards in hand though, so it's not super likely they can get back this Arclight. They move to combat, attack in with their elementals. We will block and kill one of them if they want to. Yep. This opens up our Rampaging Ferocidon to a shock or something along those lines, but I doubt they have it. Ah, they have it. Alright. Well, that is a fair chain of events. I wasn't going to expect them to have that. And they're going to Treasure Cruise. And they get back their they would get back their Arclight, but they already attacked this turn, so they can't. And we untap Ash Zealot. That's nice to see. Well, it doesn't help us much right now, though, so I think we just Boros Reckoner, giving us some devotion and acts as a really good blocker, able to kill 2 elementals instead of 1. Or actually kill the young Pyromancer, more likely. We could have Searing Blooded the young Pyromancer, but it doesn't add devotion for our Nykthos, is the problem here. And we want to get out this Glorybringer as soon as possible, as a way to deal with Arclights. So our opponent plays a 3rd Sulphur Falls, up to 6 mana. We're really feeling the missing land drops on our side. They Lightning Axe targeting our Boros Reckoner. I don't know if they realize this, but that does kill their young Pyromancer. And they paid the full price for the Lightning Axe as well, so that actually tapped them out. They've got their 3 1/1s to attack with, though, and the 1 to leave back. So they get in for 3 here. Yep. Going down to 13. We untap, get a Mountain. I like that. Alright, well, this actually leads us into a Scab Clan Berserker Searing Blood. I like this as well. So we are going to Searing Blood the Elemental. Hit them for 3, bringing them down to 15. Opponent. Thinking about it. Yep. And then we get to Scab Clan Berserker. Glad we held on to that Searing Blood, because this is the best line of events for us, because now we get to get in. It becomes renowned, and now all of their spells cost an extra 2 life for them, which is ideal for us because it makes it so that getting back an Arclight costs them 6 life, which we can then play a Glorybringer and kill the Arclight. So now we're doing pretty well. Feeling pretty happy. The opponent has 3 1/1s, 6 mana, 4 cards in hand. Plays a Steam Vince. Tapped, I imagine. Yep. 3 cards in hand. Let's see. They move to combat. And pass. Alright. Ooh. Let's see. So I can, if I Ash Sell it here, I can make 4 mana. So I think I'm better off just playing Glorybringer here. And the opponent has no responses. Do I want to exert on one of the elementals so that they can't triple block the Scab Clan? I don't think so. I think I just get in with the Glorybringer. Because next turn I can Mizium Mortars, wipe the board, even if they play something else. And I ensure that I get the Scab Clan Berserker still so that they're really hurting for life. They've used up 2 lightning axes and a magma spray. So they have 2 lightning axes left and probably 1 or 2 magma sprays from the sideboard. They move to combat and let's see what they're going to do here. They've got all the mana in the world. They just can't cast things into the Scab Clan Berserker, which is the exact reason we have it. They pass the turn. Alrighty then. Well, I suppose we can just Ash Zealot and get in with the Glorybringer and the Ash Zealot. We could board wipe, but I want to keep it back in case they are able to kill the Scab Clan and then build a board later on. So the opponent is going to Wild Slash the Ash Zealot. Alright. They go down to 7. They take just as much as if they had taken the damage. And they're going to go down to 3 here unless they can answer the Glorybringer. And nope, they go down to 3. Looks like, yep. In that case, actually, I'm going to go ahead and play the Rampaging Ferocidon so that even creatures will pretty much ensure that they're dead. And they can't gain life now. So there's really no outs for my opponent anymore. They've got a lot of hate bearer effects going on that make this hard. So they opt to go down to 1 life. Hope that's a valuable opt there. They can't even play a creature now, so they have nothing they can cast. Anything they cast kills them. Alright, they hard cast an Arclight and take 1 damage and die. Awesome. That is win number 2 for us. So, amazingly, we're already 2-1. I imagine we get 2 losses back to back. That's pretty close to leave event. Nope, sorry, leave match. I want to. How do I concede this? I don't want to play you again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, opponent. I really don't want to play you again. Let's see if that counts. Yep, they also did not want to play us, I think. There we go. New game against Kia Matson. Good luck to my opponent. I would love to play first. Please and thank you. I don't know what happened to my chat here. There we go. Alrighty then. They said good luck, have fun in chat. I'm responding with the same. So we have an okay hand. I would like to see more lands, but we will keep it. My dog is still outside the window. I want to bring him in here. Lead on the mountain, Scorch Spitter, and pass turn. So our opponent leads on a white bordered island, which is saucy if you ask me. And they will get in for 2 with the Scorch Spitter, play another Scorch Spitter, and play Mountain, and pass turn. There we go. Alrighty then. Well, we can't actually play this Goblin Chain Whirler on 3 unless we draw a Mountain, which I would love to see. Please and thank you, deck. That would be nice. So the opponent plays a Drowned Catacombs, and we draw an Ash Zealot. That'll work for me. I'll take that. Play the Ash Zealot, and is our opponent going to censor us? They can't. Alright, we move to combat and attack in for 6 here. Bring them down to 12. Yep. And pass the turn. So if we get to keep this board, we can tap this Nykthos for 4 mana next turn and get out the Torbran and attack for lethal. But that's only if our opponent has no responses, which they're holding up response mana, you know. Alright, that's a wily goblin. I think we're just going to get in for 6 here and see what our opponent wants to do. Because I imagine they have a counterspell up that looks like counterspell mana. They're going to Fatal Push the Ash Zealot. Alright. And take 4, going down to 8. Alright, second main. We can no longer cast the Torbran, but we can Wily Goblin. I think they have a Censor. They've been representing Censor mana twice now. They Silumgar's Scorn, revealing a Dragonlord Ojutai. Alright, so they're playing straight Dimir control. Oh, Esper control. Alright. Plays a white border plains and passes the turn. Alrighty then. Well, that's an Ash Zealot. We'll play it. And get in, hopefully, for 6. They go down to 6 from the Scorch Spitters and hopefully 2 from everything else. Alrighty then. And pass the turn. See what our opponent's doing, and they just scoop it up. Alright, so they are clearly playing Esper control, so Scab Clan Berserkers in. They are lovely. Let's see. Rampaging Ferocidons is a way to stop our opponent from gaining life. And do I want the Fries? Do I think that they're playing... Well, I know that they're playing Silumgar's Scorn, which... or Silumgar. Dragonlord... No, they revealed Dragonlord Ojutai, didn't they? They revealed Dragonlord Ojutai. Let me look back. Let's see. Come on. Dragonlord Ojutai. Yes, so... Dragonlord Ojutai, we can actually fry. Let me double check this. Which one is Dragonlord Ojutai? It's... Alright, yeah, we can fry that one. So we will actually bring in fry. Let's bring in 2 fry, though. What do we pull out? Mizium Mortars seem good. What is... actually, let's see. It is a 5-4? Is that right? Yeah. So Mizium Mortars seem okay. We'll cut one. Let's cut 2 of them. Let us cut Chandra Pyromaster. Those don't really seem useful here. Boros Reckoner, unlikely that we're going to be able to block. They're most likely just going to Fatal Push it. And let's cut 1 Wily Goblin. And run it back like that. They're definitely playing sensors, so we should play around that. Ooh, Fanatical Firebrand, Torbrand, Mizium Mortars is nice. Scab Clan Berserker is nice. I think we keep this against my better judgment based on the lack of lands. Yield through their turn. They play a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Alright. We get a Mountain, Fanatical Firebrand, and get in for 1. Hopefully we just get a steady stream of lands. That's really all we want. Because we've got a pretty action-heavy hand. They play a Drowned Catacombs untapped. Thoughtseize. I imagine they take the Torbrand or the Scab Clan Berserker. Scab Clan Berserker is really the bigger threat here against them. But Torbrand represents super lethal here if I ever get it to stick. I would personally take Scab Clan Berserker, though. Yep, and they do. Alright, and they pass the turn back to us. They're down to 17 off that. Well, we get a Mountain, and we get to get in for 1. Maybe. Yep. They go down to 16. And pass. They play a Hallowed Fountain tapped and pass turn back to us. Ooh, Mountain, alright. Well, they definitely have at least a Censor, maybe a Silumgar's Scorn. So we're gonna just get in for the 1 damage, not run anything into a counterspell. Well, we could run the Boros Reckoner into the counterspell because it's not super relevant. I think we might... No, let's not do that. Pass the turn. They play a Swamp and pass the turn back to us. Alright, well, now we can pay for a Censor or Silumgar's Scorn if they don't have a dragon in their hand. So we'll play the Boros Reckoner, see what they have. Ah, awesome. And get in for 1. They go down to 14. Really, the Fanatical Firebrand beats. That's the monkey beats. It's always the monkey beats. The 1/1 monkey beats, though. You know. A 2/2 monkey beat is just too fast, you know? Alright, they don't play a land and they pass it back to us. So we will just move straight to combat and attack for 4. See what they want to do about it. They Foul-Tongued Invocation. They reveal a Silumgar in their hand, and we have to sacrifice a creature, and they gain full life. Okay. We'll sack the Fanatical Firebrand. They go down. They go up to 18, go back down to 15. Main phase 2. I suppose we should Goblin Chain Whirler. They take an extra 1 damage. And pass the turn back to them. We've got 6 Devotion right now, so if we can get this Fanatic out uninterrupted, that's 7 damage to our opponent's face. They Crux of Fate, board wipe us, alright. And pass the turn back to us. Well, I suppose now is the time to get out the Torbrand while they are tapped out. It is functionally a 4/4 for us. And we will pass turn. So the opponent has Silumgar mana now. They play a Watergrave tapped. I imagine they play their Silumgar. I like the Esper Dragon Control. They play another Crux of Fate. Oh wow! All right, I was not expecting that. I'm gonna give it to him. Did not see that coming. Well, I guess we run out the Fanatic of Mogus, ping him for 1, and pass. I was really hoping to get more out of that Fanatic of Mogus, but whatever. At least if we had had Torbrand, it would have dealt, what, 6 damage? But they had 2 Cruxes of Fate that they were just way too happy to play. This looks like Silumgar here. Yep. They're 3/7. So we can Fry/Mizium Mortars that, except we can't because it's hexproof. Alright. Well, if they get out another dragon here and attack with both, that actually kills our Fanatic, which is unfortunate. They pass the turn to us, and we draw a Torbrand. That's interesting. So, that does not make it so that our Mizium Mortar kills Silumgar, but attacking with our Fanatic and then Mizium Mortaring second main does kill Silumgar. I think we kind of have to do that. I think that's really rather necessary, judging by the hexproof and such. If they want to let it go through too, that's nice. We get to deal 4 damage to them. Nope. They're going to kill the Fanatic, and we get to overload a Mizium Mortars. Yep. Killing the Silumgar and passing it back. They play a Castle Vantress. Do they have another dragon here? They have a Leyline of Sanctity. Alright, we don't really care about that. We don't have targeted damage, period. Like, we just don't. Everything we have is untargeted, including our Fanatics. Alright, well there's another Torbrand. We'll play it. Does our opponent have a counterspell? Nope, doesn't look like it. They probably have a tithe effect that we can pay. And we'll pass the turn back to them. What are they playing here? That looks like another Silumgar. Unfortunate. But we can just fry it. Gain control of target creature or planeswalker. Alright. So they're going to steal our Torbrand, so we have to play another Torbrand, kill the Silumgar, and then sack off one of the Torbrands. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Actually, no, we can just fry, because fry deals 5. So yeah, we will fry this now. I was thinking fry dealt 4 for some reason. We get back our Torbrand. Thank you, opponent. I appreciate it. And move to combat. Get in 4/4. Putting them down to 9. We'll keep this mountain in case they have a discard effect. Non-Thoughtseize discard effect, of course. They start tapping some mana. Icefall Regent. Enters the battlefield. Tap target creature under control, so they get to freeze our Torbrand. Alright. Not a huge deal for us. And they pass the turn to us. We draw a Scorch Spitter. I like that. That's a lightning bolt on a body. And pass the turn back to the opponent. We've got all the mana in the world, really. We don't have to worry too much about the tithe effects. which is most of what they have. They fatal push the Scorch Spitter. Alright. And they'll get in for 4, it looks like. Yep. We go down to 16. And get another Scorch Spitter. Ah, it's a freeze effect for as long as they control Icefall Regent, which is unfortunate. We'll play the Scorch Spitter. And yep, they counter it. Hard counter because they have a dragon out. Well, now we're going to try and resolve this Torbrand. They countered that so fast. Yeah, no. Can't pay for that. Whirlwind Denial. Alright. Well, we pass it back to our opponent. Our opponent's empty-handed now. They play a Water Grave. Still empty-handed, but they get in for 4 here. A removal spell would be nice to kill this Icefall Regent. I know we don't have any Searing Bloods, but a Searing Blood would be nice. Alright, we untap, have a Mountain. Alright. Pass the turn back. This Icefall Regent is coming in pretty handy for the opponent. They get to scry 2, choose what they draw. And let's see what they scried. Scried 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom. So whatever they have in hand, they wanted. Which is unfortunate. We go down to 8. This is a big turnaround for our opponent, just locking us out of the game. Alright, we untap Fanatic. Oh, that's decent. That's 6 damage. Let's play a Mountain first, in case we can pay 3 for something. Who knows? Don't know what they have in hand, but this represents 6 damage if we can resolve it. Nope, and we can't. Alright. Well, the opponent gets to Castle Vantress Scry once again. Yep. So we're pretty dead here. There's not much we can do anymore. It's just been too many turns without us resolving anything. The opponent had every answer. 4 answers in a row, even. And we've just been in top deck mode. We go down to 4, 1 turn clock. 1 turn left on the clock. And they had put 1 on the top, so that's a Silmgar, yep. Drifting Death, alright. Wily Goblin. That does not save us. And we concede. Well, now, at least we get to be on the play, which is good. Is there anything we want to bring in? Got a little bit of a headache here. Mizia Mortars actually was nice there against the Drifting Death. Do we want to bring it back in? Have 3. Go down a Wily Goblin, I guess. Do that. Play it like that, see what happens. All of our opponent's creatures have flying, so our Boros Reckoners are really bad, but they at least give us a lot of devotion if we can keep them. I would love to play first. So opponent's Leyline is most likely keeping in Leyline, which is good for us. We'll keep this, because that dilutes their main plan. They're deciding if they're going to keep that. No turn 0 Leyline, unfortunately for us. Because I was kind of hopeful that they would dilute their main hand with it, that they would mulligan for it. We'll play a Fanatic and get in for 1. They go down to 19. And we'll pass turn. Pass through their turn, they play a Water Grave tapped, and pass it back to us. Alrighty then, well, we've got all the lands. Wily Goblin, get a treasure, and get in for another one with our Fanatic. Yep. Yepity yep yep. They go down to 18. This treasure helps us to pay for Silumgar's Scorn if they don't have a dragon in hand. Which they most likely do, judging by their deck. I do like their deck. I like their deck quite a bit. I question the inclusion of white. I feel like Dimir is really all it needs. Well, we can actually Fanatic here for 4, or we can Chain Whirler. I think we try to Chain Whirler, see what they do. And it looks like they're going to Silumgar's Scorn here. They are not. Awesome. We ping them for 1. They go down to 17. We get to attack in for 2. They go down to 15. And we'll pass it back to them. We look like Goblin Tribal here, but I promise you we're not. They play a Plains. Again, I haven't seen really any reason for them to play Plains except for the Ojutai. I don't know that Ojutai is super valuable, but it does have hexproof, I suppose. They've got quite a few Silumgars is the thing. Alright, well we will move to combat and attack. See if they have anything to waste their mana on. Attempting to get in here for 5. Yep, they're tapping out. 4. Foul-tongued Invocation. Make us sacrifice the Fanatical Firebrand. And they gain 4 life. Go, and they take another 4 damage back. This is actually perfect for us, because it allows us to resolve a Fanatic of Mogus without any concerns, and they take 6 damage off that, going down to 9. That's the best Fanatic of Mogus we've had so far. They play a Drowned Catacombs. We have lethal. We have almost lethal on board. We have 8. They have 9 life. All right. Well, we can move to combat and attack. See what they want to do. Looks like they're going to go down to 1 life. Well, now we just have to try the Chain Whirler, you know. See if they have a counterspell. They don't. Oh, and that's lethal. That is game. Awesome. Okay. I like the deck. I might play that. I might build what they're doing here. They're already in a new game. Okay. Let's record that. That's 3-1 somehow. I don't even know how that's possible with this deck, but I love it. We haven't played against super meta decks, but I feel like the 2 control matchups we've won against, we shouldn't have won. There's no reason why we should be good against control, but I love it. We are a little bit faster than they are, I suppose. And the one person who just scooped. So we are somehow 3-1. Against all odds, we are 3-1. I expect to lose this. I expected to lose last one. But, you know, whatever. I'm having a good time, and I'm feeling it, you know? Just apparently slamming creature after creature into our opponent is really hard for them to deal with, which I like. We have a new game here against Dragon Breath 4. Good luck to the opponent. Good luck. And we will go first, please, and thank you. This is a bad hand, but I suppose we can keep it. But I don't think we're going to. Okay. Deck, that's not what I meant when I said we would keep a bad hand. Okay, this is at least somewhat playable. Yeah, somewhat. We'll keep this. We'll throw away the Ash Zealot and the Chain Whirler, I suppose. I think our plan is to turn 1 Scorch Spitter, turn 2 Wily Goblin, turn 3 have a land for the Torbran, and hope we're not playing against a counterspell matchup. So we will lead on the Scorch Spitter and pass turn. Wily Goblin at least gives us a treasure to hopefully get down this Torbran on turn 3, which will allow us to deal a bit of damage. Okay. Opponent island into Cloudfin Raptor. That's scary for us. We will Wily Goblin. We're going to attack with this Scorch Spitter into the Cloudfin, because they will not block, and that's 2 damage for us. They go down to 18 here. Unless they want to chump with the Cloudfin Raptor, which I do not imagine they're going to do, considering it has Evolve and is a good card. Yep, they do not. So they go down to 18. They play an island. And Cloudfin Raptor. Yep. That's pretty much the ideal for my opponent's deck right now. And they play a Siren Storm Tamer. Grow the Dorks. Get in for 1 flying damage. And this is bad for us. Very, very bad for us. They're just going to be faster, it looks like. And our removal is bad because of this Storm Tamer. And that is not a land. Well, we can kill this Storm Tamer. But that's about it. Well, actually, we can attack in with the Scorch Spitter and the Wily Goblin and kill the Cloudfin Raptor as well, most likely. They go down to 17 from the Scorch Spitter. I imagine they're going to kill one of my one of my 1/1s. Nope. Alright. Well, in that case, do I even play the Chain Whirler? I don't think I do. I don't think there's much value to it if I'm just killing a Storm Tamer. They play another island. And I use up my treasure so I can't Torbran. Curious Obsession on the Cloudfin Raptor. And yeah, I think this is just gonna... We're just gonna be too slow here. They get in for 4 damage. We go down to 14. They draw a card. Yep, and we draw hopefully a land. Land! Thank you! Okay. Well, that speeds up our clock quite a bit if we can resolve this Torbran. Which I hope we can. Treasure. There you go. And Torbran. Please let it resolve, opponent. No essence captures. No essence captures. Oh, that's almost as bad. Yep. Yeah, we have no responses. I guess we just get in because we can't block our opponent's flying things. They go down 2-12. And we pass the turn back. We were really relying on that Torbran. That would have given us an extra, what, 6 damage that turn? Putting them down to 6? Yeah. Oh, and now they have a Master of Waves with Pro Red, and they get to grow the Dorks. I think this is over. I think this is just really over. Our Goblin Chain Whirler at least kills their Elementals, which is something, and it kills their Master of Waves and their Siren Storm Tamer. So it's worth something now. Our opponent gets in for 5 in the air and draws a card. Glad we held back the Chain Whirler because we do get to... They keep their Master of Waves, but they lose everything else. We pay a life to the Ramanop Ruins for the Chain Whirler, but it's okay. It at least kills their X1s. And puts them down to 11. There's not much point in attacking into this Master of Waves. So we will pass the turn. But we're still dead. There's nothing we can do here. Even our board wipes won't answer their Master of Waves. And they play another one. Yeah, we're done. That's enough. Go to sideboard. There's nothing we can do about that. Alright, Searing Bloods in. Easy. Skewer the Critics in. Easy. Anything else we even care to bring in? I don't think so. I think that's what we're running with. I think, let's see. Chandra Pyromaster is going to be really slow. Boris Reckoner is nice. Our biggest problem is their Master of Waves. I don't think we have any kind of answer for that. Our only answer is Goblin Chain Whirler, really. And even then, they're left with a 2-1 Pro Blue. Or Pro Red, I mean. We'll cut a Firebrand and cut a Mizium Mortars, because it feels slow, and run it back like that. And we would love to play first, please and thank you. This is keepable, I suppose. It's as keepable as anything. This will be a nice Nykthos if we are able to keep anything on board here. So we'll lead on a mountain and pass. I have nothing to play on one. They get out a very quick Storm Tamer, yep. Tap that as fast as they could, yep. And let's get out the Wily Goblin in case it has some that treasure has some value for the future. And pass to the opponent. They play an island and looks like they're going to go to combat. They don't have a Curious Obsession for the Storm Tamer. We'll go down to 19. Just happy to not see a Curious Obsession. And they pass the turn. Alright, well we have another Nykthos, which we don't love to see, if I'm honest. Well, let's get out this Ash Zealot and get in for 3. If the opponent will let us. They might have a counterspell here. Looks like it. Looks like they're really thinking if they want to counter it. Yeah. But they do have a Wizard's Retort. No question about that. It's just they're just thinking about if they want to use it. So now we know that we have to play around that. They go down to 17. And we will pass the turn. They play an island and Curious Obsession. Yep. Get in 4-2, draw a card. Well, fortunately for us, we can actually just attempt to skewer the Critics and then Mizium Mortars that Siren Storm Tamer to get it off the field, since it looks like it's the only thing they have at the moment. We'll go straight to combat to fire up the Skewer the Critics. Get in for 3. They go down to 14. We will start by tapping this for red. We will Mizium Mortars the Storm Tamer. There we go. And I imagine they're going to Wizard's Retort that. Yeah, unfortunate, really. Because now we get to Spectacle, kill the Storm Tamer. There we go. It's off the field, killed the Curious Possession. We lose a mana, but that's fine. Not super mana efficient play, but it is what it is. They play an island and Tidebinder Mage. I haven't seen that card in forever. I haven't seen that card since it was legal and standard. Yep. So they lock down our Ash Zealot. Alright. Fortunately, it does not have Pro Blue. It's just a Frost effect. Okay, well, Chain Whirler is interesting. I like that. We can actually, let's see. We can get out this Fanatic. Deal 8, 9, 10. We lose a Nykthos. We're going to ritual a Nykthos in order to activate it. Bring them down to full life. I don't think we do that. Well, I suppose we would have Fanatic for next turn. Alternatively, we can get in for 1. They'll kill the Wily Goblin and we can Chain Whirler kill it. Well, let's see what they do if we attack with the Wily Goblin. If they let it through, then we're not going to do anything. If they block, yep, then we will attempt this. We lose 2 loyalty, but it does give us a reason to play the Chain Whirler. They Wizard's Retort. So we might have really screwed up there. We might have really screwed up there. I was counting on them not having another counterspell. They get in for 2. Yep. We go down to 15. Alright, well there's a Boros Reckoner, so we will play the Boros Reckoner. See what they can do about it. Nothing. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and ritual this Nykthos. Keep the untapped one. And tap it for 5 red. Play the Fanatic. Hope they don't have a counterspell. If they don't, this is 6 damage to their face. They're thinking about it. Oh, they don't have one. Okay, good. Okay, that is a huge swing in our favor. Yeah, that puts them down to 8, and suddenly we're looking pretty good here. Boros Reckoner plus Fanatic are both... Boros Reckoner is really just a great blocker against this Tidebinder Mage. They play another Tidebinder Mage, most likely on this Boros Reckoner, unfortunately. Yep. And they move to combat and pass. Alright, really another Fanatic is what we need here. We have a Ramanop Ruins. Well, we can attempt to get in with the Fanatic. They will most likely trade. I think we just have to... They're going to Trickster down the Fanatic anyway, so we don't get a choice. Which actually works out fine for me, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do there. Alright, so we pass the turn. They have a decent amount of Merfolk here. And a Curious Obsession. That's unfortunate for us. If ever there was a time for Amizium Mortars, now would be it. We go down to 8 here, and they draw a card. Yep, they're at 3 cards in hand again. 5 lands, 4 of them untapped, 5 untapped now, 2 cards in hand. Alright. This Torbran is interesting. Well, let's do this. Let's Nykthos so that we can pay for any potential ties. Because if they have a tithe effect, we have 4 mana up. If we had cast Torbran without activating Nykthos, then we wouldn't have been able to activate Nykthos at all. Yep, we lose the mana. But now we get to get in for Fanatic, hopefully. Nope. They have another Trickster. Okay. That's unfortunate for us. They tap down the Fanatic once again. So opponent does not quite have lethal here, but they can bring us down to 2, which is unfortunate. They're gonna attack. It looks like they might move to attacks. If they attack with everything, we go down to 2, but we kill them on the backswing. Alright. They're thinking about it. Thinking about their options here. Okay. Well, we're gonna attempt to block that one. Dive down. Alright. Well, they could have saved either one, so there's nothing I could have done about that. But they bounce off each other. And I untap. Ooh, okay. Let's see. How much mana do we have here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10, 11. So 10 mana. I need 5. Okay, well this might be a really good turn. I need the Torbran, and really that's it. So let's play the Fanatic. All right. And move to combat. If they fail to block either one of these, we win. Yep. They block both. And now we get to pass the turn. We're going to hold up our Ramanop Ruins and our Fanatical Firebrand until we know what they're doing. Because our play very much depends on how in they go. We might need to end up killing one of these Tidebinders to keep ourselves alive. And blocking with a Fanatical Firebrand on the other one. They only have the... Okay, Curious Obsession. That doesn't do it. We win. Okay, awesome. We are going to end up killing the Tidebinders so they can't draw cards to ensure that we're safe here. Yep. So we block this one. Yep. And then when we can activate effects, we'll kill this one with the Firebrand. Deals 3 damage because of Torbran. Now we get our Ash Zealot back. Take no damage. They draw no cards. And this is game. Awesome. We're just going to go straight to combat and attack for lethal. That's 8 damage right there. Awesome. Okay, sideboarding. Well, I guess we just run it back like we have it. I can't believe that we actually won that, because that should not have been that close at all, let alone us winning. Okay, so game 3. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Searing Blood, Glorybringer, Fanatic. Oh, I want the Searing Blood so bad, but I don't think we can... We can keep this hand. Oh, and this hand's worse. This hand is so much worse. Yeah, I can't keep this either. I just can't. Oh my god. No, this can't be how it ends. Oh my god, this cannot be how it ends. We're gonna keep it. I'm not gonna go down to 4. I'm not. I'm just gonna keep this, and we're just gonna pretend it's okay. We're just gonna hope really hard for just straight action. Never any more mana. No more mana, please. Just straight action. Oh no. And that they have no way to make their things bigger, too. You know. That's Wizard's Retort mana up there. Alright. Well, that's at least something we can cast. Pass the turn. Okay. They have their 3rd island, and they are going to hopefully play something with 1 toughness. Gadwick for no real value, except as a 3/3 blue creature. We can't block, so we'll take that. We're down to 18. Well, we can chain whirler to kill their storm tamer. I think that's what we have to do here. Or we can Boros Reckoner, I suppose. Discourage them from attacking with the Gadwick. That's what we'll do here. And we will F6 and pass the turn. Next turn we can Wily Goblin and activate Nykthos and play Chain Whirler. So that'll be a good turn. I would like to have something else we could cast, but you know. The opponent is going to get in for one with the Storm Tamer. And that happens. We go down to 17. And they pass the turn. Alright, well, let's not run out too much into a counterspell here. We're going to play a Wily Goblin. I suppose I shouldn't have played a land just in case. Excuse me. We will get in with the Boros Reckoner. No real reason not to. They take it, I imagine. Yep, down to 17. We could run out the Chain Whirler if we wanted to, but I don't think we're going to. They Storm Tamer. Tap down the Scorch Spitter. Okay. Looks like they're going to tap down our things to get past with Gadwick, or not. Apparently not. Don't know why they would cast Storm Tamer before and main phase 1, other than for that, but I get it. I'm lazy most of the time, so I get that. Well, now we get to, I think we're gonna attack with everything. Let's just attack with Boros Reckoner. Looks like they're gonna take it. Well, let's run out this Chain Whirler. See if they have a counterspell. Yep, that's a counterspell if I ever saw it. Yep. And they get to tap our treasure. Okay. In case we wanted to play something off that treasure this turn, which we don't. They play an island and Tidebinder Mage, I assume on the Boros. No, on the Wily Goblin. Oh no, they're tapping Wily Goblin with the Gadwick and most likely hitting the Boros Reckoner. Yeah, there we go. Alright, well we have enough mana for a Mizzium Mortars, so that's really what I would like to draw here. Because that would just be a huge blowout in our favor. I think we've fought through most of the counterspells at this point. We go down to 11 when they attack, and Ash Zealot is not a Mizzium Mortars. Contrary to popular belief. Ash Zealot. I should have led on the Wily Goblin in case they have a counterspell here. Wily Goblin. And we get another treasure. We will move to combat, and they're going to Trickster our Ash Zealot. That's fine. And probably tap down. Okay, they're Gadwicking the Ash Zealot, probably Trickstering something else. We'll get into the point where Torbrand is really good too. Because they're running out of things to stop us from going through combat. So they have 9 total power here. I think we still have to chump the Gadwick. I think we go down to 2 here. Because we either draw something and kill them, or we lose. The 3 extra damage is not going to be a deciding factor, I don't think. We'll do the math at the end, but I don't think the 3 extra damage is going to be relevant. And our 6 extra from Scorch Spitter, if we draw Torbrand, will. So we untap, and Scorch Spitter is just not it. Yeah. Well, Scorch Spitter. What are our outs here? So we can't block the Storm Tamers. So we actually go down to 0 from that. But we couldn't block. They have 3 Storm Tamers. Yep, we're done. Okay. Well, mono blue aggro beat mono red aggro, but that's fine, because we posted really good against them. We were so close. Both we picked up a game even, and I'm just ecstatic about that. And that was way better than I ever thought this deck would be. Way better. I did not ever expect to get 3-2 with this. This was just like top of my head. I wanted to throw together some big things, and that's what happened. And somehow that did something. Somehow we didn't just get creamed. We got a technically winning record with that. And I'm ecstatic about that. That just makes me so happy. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this ridiculous mess. I've been Disturbed Canon. You've been awesome. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much.